I like going hunting, just me, my hound, and my gun. Chasing them deer, rabbit, and squirrel, now that's my kind of fun. I like going fishing too, I'll go on any whim, looking for the big bass, the crappie, and the brim. Give me a wide open field to walk through. Give me an ocean so deep.
Well, John, what about it up here? You think we're going to be able to catch any fish this evening?
Yeah, I believe well, it's a nice looking day.
Yeah.
We'll see why we can't.
Well, I come with Nolan Shivers here, and old Jim Atkins, my old buddy from out there in East Lake, Bubba him. And with this bunch of folks, we ought to be able to get some smallmouth. How's it been?
To say crooks.
I started to say crooks. I meant crew. But John, what about smallmouth? What y'all been doing up here? Now let's tell them where we're at. We're up here at Fisherman's Resort, probably one of Alabama's greatest fishing places. Nolan, you started me up here. You and old Lou Alford, yeah, and Jim been coming up. How long have you been coming up here, Jim?
46 years.
46. Jim's old. He says he's not a good pitcher. He was our outfielder at the Birmingham Barons out there. Hitter, one of them heavyweights. And you like this fishing up here, Jim?
Oh, I love it.
About the best there are, ain't it?
I believe I'd rather fish here than anywhere I've been.
Well, the good thing, you can always catch something just about, can't you, John?
There's always something going on.
What's been happening this week, John?
Well, they caught a lot of stripe out there over the weekend, and the hybrids came up, hit real good last week, and this continued on. Of course, we had a little cold front, slowed things down a little bit Sunday a little bit, but they still caught several bass out there. Smallmouth starting to come on, see bigger bass come in there.
I see. Well, now, we're going to do our normal thing, which is getting some shad first. Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, we'll try. See if we can't find something right out here.
All right, now, you was telling me that sometimes you can catch them right here at the dock, can't you?
Every once in a while, you find a big school down here.
Explain to us what you got right there, John, on that kind of net right there.
This is a 5-foot cast net with a 3/8" mesh. This is what's called a Betts Pro line right here. They make quite a few different kind of nets. This has got real heavy lead, and that's good for the swift water up there. It drops fast. If the slack water like this right here, really a smaller line would be fine.
Okay, well, show us how you throw that thing now.
Take this thing, wrap around you, and just pull this up like a lasso. Then you get it up down here if you want to. Come down, pick it up, hold it with your finger, get a good spread on it. If you got a real big net, you can double it. Do it like that there again.
Double it up, right?
Then just give it a twirling action with the truck.
Just make it loop out there like an umbrella, right? Now, if you was lucky enough to catch some right here at the dock, it'd save us some trouble from having to go up there in that swift water and dip them up, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's right, but I don't believe there's any in here.
So we got to do it the hard way, hadn't we?
We'll have to go to the dam to get them.
Okay, now they'll be up there swimming on the dam, and we can dip them up, hopefully, right?
Right, but not, they'll be running some current in there. They usually have a pattern in the current where they're running the bank or the walls or something up there where we can find them.
Okay. Well, now me and Nolan's going to be in one boat, and you and Bubba another. We kind of stay together now, and if we, whoever finds them, let's kind of see what the pattern is, and we'll get on them, okay? That's super good. Well, let's go do it.
Okay.
Well, Nolan, ain't no use us rigging up right up there in that swift water while we're sitting here in some calm water right down here by Fisherman's Resort. Let's show them what we can talk about in a minute before we get up in there. All right, show them how to rig up and what we're going to be doing.
Okay, this is
smallmouth rigging, right?
Right. This is an open face spinning reel and a medium action, about a 5'5" rod, I'd say. The line we're using is about a 10-pound test. Anything bigger than that is just useless up there. Small line, nice through the current and gets down quicker. Plus, when you hang up, what you do frequently, you're able to break this line a lot quicker than you would 25-pound test line. It's not that the fish wouldn't hit 25-pound test, you just can't get it down to them and it's hard to break it.
It just works better, don't it? No.
Right. We use the pattern 84 Eagle Claw hook, and I've got size 1 right here, which might be just a little bit smaller. I'll graduate to a little bit bigger hook as the year goes on. But right now the shad are relatively small, so we use a small hook to go with them. If you use a real big hook, it seems to weight the shad down and he just don't have the right action. Okay, the knot that I tie up here is totally different to the knot that I tie fishing bass tournaments or anything else. I simply run the line through the hook, like so, tie a knot in the end of the hook, end of the line rather, and I've got the hook right there. Come back and just tie an old-fashioned granny knot.
Can they tell you not to tie?
And then tie it around again, make it a double granny knot, and cinch it down. And the reason for that being, in the course of a day's fishing, you're going to hang up so many times and break so many hooks off that if you've got a Palomar knot tied, it's not going to break here at the knot. It's going to break somewhere up your line. At the end of the day, you won't have enough line to last the length of the day. I'll come about 18 inches, I'd say, above that hook and put a split shot on it. And this being a size 5 split shot, which is about the normal size to use up here, I just clamp it onto the
Now, Nolan, right there, you got to be
like
careful
that.
You don't smash it too hard or you'll damage that line,
you'll
right?
pinch your line, that's correct. Okay, I've got the rig here, and then, John, you good enough to catch us a minute a while ago. This is about the size the shed are right now. I simply hook that shed first through the bottom lip and then out through the top in that manner. And when we're up in the current, we just simply open our bail and just pitch the minnow out like that and let it go down. It's usually about 12 foot deep anywhere up there you're fishing. Let it go down till you get close to the bottom. Then I always hold my line on my finger like that right there with the bail open. Some people go ahead and shut their bail. It's just whichever one fits you best.
Why do you like to hold it open, though?
I like to leave it open where I can periodically give line as I feel like I need to get close to the bottom, rather than have to keep flipping the bail back and forth. I'll leave it open like that. And if for some reason or other the current's moving me so fast that I'm not getting down on the bottom, I can immediately release it and give it more line. Or I can tighten up, whichever one. Then when a fish hits, of course I'd hit it and hit
Take
the
up the
fish.
slack there.
Okay, those minnows will live best that way. You can see that minnow still good and alive. But they won't live all that long in this hot weather. It is rather warm today. The water temperature is still hot. So we keep fresh minnows all the time, and particularly watching in the box for what we call a red nose shed. When they get red nose, it seems like a bass will just turn up his nose at him. So I see a red nose shed in there, I'll throw him out. If I run out, I'll go get more minnows. Try to keep fresh minnows all the time.
In other words, that's the little margin of difference, isn't it?
Right. A lot of times a bass won't hit one that's half dead or not swimming correctly.
All right, so that's the basic thing. Now, our next step is to go and get some minnows, right?
Right, we got to go get us some minnows now.
Okay. All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let me crank up here and we'll head on out. You got your life jacket on there.
Got my life there. Let's say one other thing before we leave here, Nolan. And old John Hill runs this place. He knows about folks going up there that really don't know what they're doing. And it's a good idea for folks that have never been up there. Talk to John or yourself or any of these veterans here.
Absolutely.
And that water is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, and it's dangerous if you do know what you're doing.
Okay, and it is the law that you have to wear your life jacket when you get within a half a mile of the dam. They've got a sign up there, and you go past there, you're subject to get a ticket by the game board. But it's wise to wear it from here on out anyway.
That's right.
And I've made myself do it through the years, and I've not been out, but if I do, I feel like
Well, we just want to tell everybody to use extra caution up here. This water's not to be monkeyed with. In other words, it's safe if you respect it, but if you come in there and play monkey tricks up there, you're going to get in trouble quick.
One thing you said about John Hill, he's always quick to help anybody. He's the one that runs this place here. And I don't know how many new people I've sent up here. As a matter of fact, I sent 2 up today that I'm sure they sought him out, and I'm sure he helped them. He'll always help you in any way he can. Of course, he's a good guy, number one, but of course he wants your business too. He's got 2 reasons for it. But even if he didn't have this business, he'd still be helping people.
Well, and we want to tell the folks, don't be timid or bashful about asking John anything you want to know about that swift water up there, because they need to have some information before they go rushing up there on top of one of those turbines.
Right. Most of the fish that we catch are way down low. They're not up in that swift water anyway. Most of the good smallmouth that I've caught have been below the tires, which is basically where the swift water ends.
And so there's not
It is still moving, but it's not swift like it is up next to the dam.
Okay, well, let's just use caution, and we'll ease on up there and get us some shad, and we'll be ready to go.
All right, let me crank it forward.
All right. So you got to be careful in this creek coming through here. You can mess up bad, right?
Yeah. And of course, you got this idle speed there, which is the law. You're supposed to idle past it.
Well, it bangs up people's boats too, don't it?
The reason for that is people got boats parked there and it sloshes their boats around and tears them up. And I don't blame them. I'd be mad too if somebody made a wake.
Okay.
Okay, we ready, Arch?
Ready to roll. You gotta really know your stuff right in here, hey?
Yeah, look at the minnows in there. There's millions of them.
Oh, there's millions of them. Yeah, I see them.
Okay, I gotta get some water first now.
All right, we ain't gonna
Watch it, sit down.
We ain't gonna have no trouble getting no shad today, are we?
No.
What you doing now? Holding the nose into the front of the
yeah, keep it up against the concrete there.
Another thing, these folks need to have their motors in tip-top running shape when they come up here, don't they?
Yeah.
Because if they don't, they're in trouble.
Let's get out of here and come up here with one that don't run right.
Now,
sure wouldn't want it shut off right here.
All right. About how many we gonna try to put in here?
Somewhere around 6 dozen is about all you can keep in a box the size that I've got here.
Uh-huh.
And if you get any more than that, they start getting red-nosed. And any less than that, you haven't got enough fish very long with.
Well, in other words, it's going to be easy today, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be easy to get them.
Some days it's hard, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Some days you can't hardly find them at all.
And then you're in trouble.
Well, that's the days that seem to bite best.
And that's something how when you can't find no bait. Of course, that means it's scarce. They'll hit what's out there, don't it?
Right.
Oh, there's a bunch of them there.
That ought to give us about all we need right there for a while.
Okay.
I can't never quit on you.
All right. Now we're going down the river down there by the tower. Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah. We'll go down there and check it out down there. See what's down there.
Nolan's this a pretty good little place right in here now?
Yeah, I've caught an awful lot of smallmouth right in here. I had a string with your brother year before last right here. I had 10 that weighed right at 50. And then John and I, we put a string in the boat right in here, 10 that weighed 50. That's all smallmouth, of course.
Well, that is great.
There's some big ones lay right in here. This water is relatively calm, as you noticed.
Yep.
But there's a slight drop-off right in this area here that those fish will lay and get out of the current and run up and eat shad as they pass over them.
Well, now,
sometimes later on in the year it's better than it is early in the season like this, but we're going to try it today and see.
Well, now, does the number of turbines that's on and the way the water runs affect where you fish?
Oh, yes. But nearly with any combination of currents up there, there's almost always fish right in this area here.
Just a
the bigger fish seem to get in an area like this. They don't like fighting that current like small fish do.
I see.
If you get a hit now, just remember the boat's moving away from the fish. The fish is swimming upstream. You don't really have to jerk.
Just kind of
tighten up, maybe like crappie fishing type. It's a natural hook setting. The fish is swimming away from you, which means that he's setting the hook himself.
We have to catch most anything right in here, aren't we, Nolan?
Oh yeah, we'll probably get a drum here in a minute.
There's a lot of drum up here.
It really is. There's a lot of all kinds in here.
You're catching a big catfish up here when you're fishing these smallmouth?
Yeah, me and Lou was up here one day and he got a 62-pounder doing this.
62-pound catfish.
And I got a 36.
Goodness gracious alive. I bet that was a ball getting that thing in, wasn't it?
It wasn't all that much trouble. It was just so like fighting a big log.
I noticed there's an awful lot of people catfish up in here, right from this area on down, so there must be a tremendous number of fish in and below here.
Okay, we're right in the area where we ought to get a strike now.
I got one on, Nolan.
What you got, Archie?
I don't know what I got. I let him set that hook like you said. I don't know what it is. Don't feel like a stripe, though. Might be.
I believe you got a drum.
No, I got a regular stripe, Nolan. Regular white lake bass. That ain't half bad, is it?
If you like stripes.
You don't like stripes?
No, I don't care anything about
In other
it.
words, you want to catch some smallmouth, right?
Smallmouth.
Well, you're not going to give me no minus points, are you?
Yeah, you get a minus for that.
Get a minus point on a stripe?
You get 2 minus on the
That's the
drum.
awfulest fishing I ever heard of. Get a minus for catching a nice fish like that. I didn't half bad stripe. Where you going to throw them in this box right here?
You want to keep some?
Well, I'm going back and catch them again if you want to.
That suits me. I don't care
Throw
about
them
it.
again. Now, if we catch an 8-pound smallmouth, we ain't throwing him
Oh,
back.
any smallmouth we catch, we're going to keep.
All right. But I'll
Look
tell you
there,
one
Archie.
thing, that
Got one
Nolan,
of them striperoos.
when he gets really in a mess of them, he's like some of these friends I got that they like to fish when you just catch them just as fast as you can bring them out, Nolan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I believe Bubba's a better hunter than he is a fisherman, except when he's catching 10 and 12-pound redfish as fast as you can throw out there.
He likes that.
He liked that. He turned into a fisherman last time I carried him redfishing. So I didn't have to worry too much.
He might like catching one of these big old drums. They allow them out
Well,
here.
now, you know, them things that get up 10 or 12 pounds nearly pull you out of the boat up here.
You carry your little paint and paint them red. They look just like a redfish.
Yeah, they look like a redfish. Oh, I got one just right then, Nolan. You was wanting to move. You don't mind me going ahead and catching this one fish
go ahead. That little stripe.
Now, Nolan, you're going to have to quit bad-mouthing my fishing now. Of course, that is a small one now.
He certainly is, Archie.
I mean, you didn't have to agree with me.
There's a barge coming up on the other side over there, and when that happens, they have to open the lock. And when they open the lock, normally they discharge water around, over there around the lock. They've got a big cubicle-looking concrete thing out there that they call the blowhole. And it'll create a current there for about 10 minutes. And sometimes you can run over there and do real good, and other times it's not that good. You got to run about a mile over there to get to it for about 10, 15 minutes fishing.
In other words, that creates a current that makes them fish want to go to biting in some cases, right?
Sometimes it will.
All right, now, if there wasn't any water running here and you was here in the mornings when it wasn't any water running, that'd be a good shot, wouldn't
I'd
it?
run over to that blowhole then.
Okay.
If this water here wasn't going on. Of course, the
All right, what do
lock,
you think
the
we ought
lock
to
could
do?
be empty right now, too, which means all they got to do is open the gates.
Uh-huh.
And there wouldn't be no current.
Woo! What you got, John?
I got one of them smallmouth, them bugle mouth smallmouth.
Oh, you got a drum there.
That's a loo fish.
Now, John, they get a whole lot bigger than that, don't they?
Yeah.
Let them folks get a good look at that thing before you throw him in so they know what he is. Tell them a little bit about him if you would, John.
Okay, he's gray. Some of them have got a white color to them. This one here has got a yellow tint to it. And that's usually what you see, either the yellow tint or the white tint. He's shaped kind of like a croaker, saltwater croaker.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Look at that thing jump. My goodness,
that's
he jumped
smart,
slap out of water. Goodness gracious, look at that thing jump. Oh, that's a pretty Nolan. That
They got
is
some beautiful color,
pretty.
ain't
It sure is a
He's
pretty
just
thing.
little,
That's what we're fishing for, though, ain't it?
yeah, that's what we're after.
He just lifted that thing up and come on in there just like what you said he was going to do in his current. But, boy, they're pretty fish, aren't they?
They certainly are.
He's a nice golden, because he ain't got many stripes on him, Nolan. He just kind of, I got a good hook in him, but I don't want to release him. I don't want to let him get all hurt out there. We'll come back tomorrow, next year. He ought to weigh about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds, aren't he?
Right, let's move back up, see if we can get back on the pattern.
If one about 8 pounds hit that thing right there, me and this rod and reel here going to be in trouble. I'm going to watch my drag because I don't want to lose him. Now you're trying right now to, look at there, Nolan.
That might have been a smallmouth.
I believe I pulled it out of his mouth, Nolan.
Yeah, you hit him too quick.
Hit him too quick. Now you told me better than do that a while ago, and I sat right there and messed up. That's pretty good, and then I believe, John. I bet he got momentum.
Yeah,
Wait a
you
minute.
might well come in. You hung now.
Yeah, I believe I am.
He got you momentum the first time. With one hit, you might well come on in.
What in the world is that, Nolan?
I think it's a drum.
You think that's a drum? It's pulling. I'm gonna get in out of your way. If a great big old brown smallmouth jumps up there, you gonna be.
I don't think you're gonna see no smallmouth.
You don't think gonna be no smallmouth to it?
Feel like a drum.
All right, turn around here and let me get a good look at him for you.
That's the good thing about it up here, Archie. There's something jerking on your line all the time.
Is that
That's what it is, an old drum.
Ooh, that's pretty good in there, Nolan.
Yeah. I got a hook in my hand last week like this.
You got a what?
Got a hook in my hand.
Fooling with it? That's a
Yeah.
good big one there, though. You ever caught one any bigger than that?
Oh, yeah. Caught them long as I am.
Boy, they fight good, don't they?
Well, if you're after smallmouth, they don't fight too good.
Yeah.
Let's go back up.
All right. Well, why didn't you tell me before I throwed the line out there? Now I got to wind it all the way back in and put another minute on it. Well, Nolan, it's been a mighty good day. You and John kind of got us on the fish pretty good here. And,
Well, we caught a lot of drum, Archie.
well, we
several
caught a lot of
cats.
everything, I believe.
Yeah.
We caught a few smallmouth, and
Yeah.
I believe that smallmouth I missed just there just a minute ago. So he's heading for the top.
Yeah, he was
see?
coming up.
Coming on up. And now, John, we just let them stripes go. You know good and well we could have got out there and got some on that top water that, like old Jim Atkins did a while ago.
Let's pull them in over there.
There was about 5 or 6 boats this fast they could bring them in. But, you know, we've had a good day, and the smallmouth are definitely here. It's just, like you said a while ago, Nolan, it's a hit and miss deal. You come up
Yeah.
there just for an evening's fishing, you might get them. If you stayed all day, you pretty well figure them out, couldn't you?
But anybody just likes to catch fish, and they don't care what kind, you're going to get something on your line every time you throw out up here just about.
It's just a fabulous fishing hole.
It
ain't
is.
John, we appreciate your hospitality, and as always coming up here, it's just a pleasure to come up here. John will put you on the fish if he knows where they're at. Or in general, that many folks coming in the dock, you know what's going on, don't you, John?
Yeah.
All right, well, look, Nolan, why don't we cut on out?
Alrighty.
And John, we're going to meet you back to camp. We're going to go on in, and
John don't ever go in the dark.
I know I don't. And maybe we'll get some good grub up there at the camp.
Okay. Good.
See y'all in a little bit.